morning to all. Uh, in our previous class, we have seen the rectangular waveguide. We have started the rectangular waveguide, and we have seen that if we have to find out the wave equations and its general solution, then which are the steps that we have to follow. So ultimately, let me write here in this paper. So wait 1 minute. So can you see the screen clearly? Hello? Can you see the hello? Can you see the screen clearly?
Yes, sir.
And is it in a right side? એવું નથી ને કે ફ્લિપ થઈને ઉલટું આવતું હોય એવું કશું?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So in our rectangular waveguide case, our objective in our previous class was that to find out the general solution. Rectangular waveguide, and hence for obtaining this general solution of the rectangular waveguide, we have seen that we have used the two uh, wave equations, that is nothing but our very common this type of the two E and H wave equations. Okay, so here we have seen that these E and H that we are looking for, which is nothing but the electric field and the magnetic field, and here the gamma is nothing but the propagation constant, and that is having a complex number which consists of the alpha and beta, and where alpha actually represent the attenuation factor and beta represent the phase velocity. And we have also seen that from our electromagnetics class that this gamma is nothing but can be expressed as j omega mu in bracket sigma plus j omega epsilon, where mu and the epsilons are the permeability and the permeability of that medium, while omega is nothing but the angular frequencies. So our objective was to obtain the solution, general solution of uh, these two equations, 1 and 2. And for that, what we have did that we have used the one another variable, for example sine, and then we have replaced all these two equations by this del square sine, that is nothing but equal to gamma square sine. So our objective was to find out this sine. So for obtaining these signs, we have seen that the same expression can be expressed in terms of the del square form. So del square gamma, that is nothing but equal to del square del x square plus del square sine, that is equal to divided by del y square plus del square sine by del z square, and that is nothing but equal to gamma square sine. So ultimately our objective is to solve this either 3 or 4 and to obtain this psi variable, and this expression is considered as a Helmholtz wave equation. So for obtaining this solution of this equation number 3 or 4, we have seen that we have used the separation of variable method, and here we have take the condition that if we will consider that these x, y, and z both that three variables, if they all are independent from each other, then the solution of this equation number 3 can be expressed as the psi, that is nothing but equal to x of x, y of y, and z of z. So where here this x of x is actually represent it is a function of x coordinates only. So x of x can be represented as a function of x coordinate only. So what does it mean? It means that whatever the variation in the x direction can be represented by this x of x. Same way y of y and z of z will represent the function of the in y coordinates only, and z of z is a function of z coordinates only. So this way we have obtained that this is our ultimate equation number 5. uh, so for this obtaining this sign, we have to now individually find out this x of x, y of y, and z of z. And for that, as we have seen that we have put the condition, and for that condition is thing, but these all three should be independent to each other, then we can use the separation of variable method. And once you use that, and if we will put this equation number 5 into this equation number 4, then we will get this type of the expressions, and that is nothing but equal to 1 over x, that d square x by dx square plus 1 over y d square y by dy square plus 1 over z d square z by dz square, and that is nothing but equal to gamma square. So ultimately, we have obtained now the three independent uh, expressions which actually express the behavior of the this variable x, y, and z in terms of coordinates of the x, y, and z. So if we will find out the individual expressions, individual solution of these equations, or these equations, or these equations, then we can ultimately find out the variable, and that we are looking is nothing but the sign. And once you know the sign, it means we can find out the E and H. So for solving this part, in our previous class we have seen that we have used the one variable, and that are nothing but we consider as some I can say that the constant terms that we have used. So here we have equivalently represented this term as a minus kx square. Same way, we have equivalently represented this term as a minus ky square. Same way, we have equivalently represented this term as a minus kz square, and that is not but nothing but equal to the gamma square. So it means that now we have represented all these equation 6 into some kx square, ky square, and kz square, where this kx square, ky square, and kz square is nothing but I can say that these are the three terms which actually express the uh, cutoff number. So we will see that part, but at the moment please remember that if we will now can get the solution of this equation 7, where if we know the kx square, ky square, and kz square, then we can easily find out the sign. So here to solve this equation, so we have seen that in our previous class that the general solution of these equations of the each differentiator hmm, can be expressed as can be expressed as what so the general solution of this each equation is like d square x by dx square, and that is nothing but equal to minus kx square into capital X. Same way d square y by dy square, and that is nothing but equal to minus ky square into y, and d square z by dz square, and that is nothing but equal to minus kz square into z. So these are the equivalent general solutions equations of the individual that differentiator equations. So if I now get the solution of this form, then I will get uh, here this x, y, and z actually express what, that all of you now aware that now this is nothing but our simple double differential equations. So double differential equations solutions is nothing but equal to, all of you aware that there is some constant term, for example a, then sine, then some uh, kx of x plus b, then cos, then kx of x. Same way, if I want to find out the solution of uh, this equation, then I will get the y will nothing but the, for example, some variable c, then c sine ky into y plus d cos ky into y. Same way, I will get the z, that is nothing but the e, for example, then sine kz z plus f cos kz into z. So this is, I can consider as a the solution of that individual function x of x, y of y, and z of z. So what we will get? Ultimately, our objective was to find out the sign, and now we know the function. The solution is nothing but the x of x multiplied by the y of y and z of z. So what we can do, that if we can put these things, everything inside these equations, all this term, then what we will get? We will get the final solution, and that is nothing but the a sine kx into x plus b cos kx into x multiplied by the c sine ky into y plus d cos ky into y multiplied by e sine kz into z plus f cos kz into z. So now this one you consider as the general total solution of the Helmholtz equations in a rectangular waveguide. So this is our final expression number, for example 8. Then you can see that now the solution of this equation number 3, del square sine, that is nothing but equal to gamma square sine, that is nothing but the solution of this equation number 3 is nothing but equation number 8. And last time I have already explained you the physical meaning of this solution too. એમાં શું કીધું હતું કે આનો મતલબ એવો જ થાય કે let you have a this type of the waveguide where this is your x direction, for example this one is your y direction, and this one is your z direction, propagation direction, for example. Then this equation, the first this first expression actually express the field behavior in this direction. Same way, this below center equations actually express the behavior in the this y direction. Same way, this z direction, so last expression actually express the solution of that e field or h field in a this z direction. So ultimately કહેવાનો મતલબ કે now you have a general solution of the Helmholtz wave equations which actually express the way in which the field reside in x direction, y direction, and z direction, and all these fields are nothing but the having a sinusoidal variations. એટલે તમે જોઈ જ શકો છો that now you have a sinusoidal variations either in terms of the sine or cosine. So the field will vary in terms of the either sine function or as a cos function. So એ રીતે I can say that here if this is your case, for example 3D general I have one waveguide, then this you consider as a x direction, this you consider as a y direction, and this you consider as a our minus z direction. Then here uh, this above first expressions actually express the field behavior in x directions. This second center will actually express the field behavior in y directions, and this last two terms actually express the field behavior in this z direction. So our now first objective here is to first find out the condition first. So what is the condition? So that the wave can propagate in the waveguide. So what is the condition? Are you getting? So that is what our next target. So our objective here is now that now once we know that this is the way that the field is behaving inside the rectangular waveguide, and this is the solution. Now for that case we should have to check some conditions, and that conditions can be explained by defining now the new variables. So let us first of all define the new variables, and then we will try to get the condition. So for that case, let me tell you here in this way that the argument is in this way that in our regular uniform plane wave case, all of you have seen that in that case there is a only first of all there is a only one simple gamma, and that is the thing but our propagation constant. Okay, but here what we have to do that here we have conventionally defined that the propagation of wave in the guide is conventionally assumed that the very first thing that the wave is propagating in a positive direction. And now because we have seen that now the operating wavelength is not now the lambda, but because of the resolved this gamma in terms of the lambda p and lambda n, and hence we have to introduce the new term that is called the propagation constant in the guide, and that is nothing but the gamma g. So now it will be the different than our propagation constant in the free space. So this propagation constant I can express that in a free space. But now I have to introduce the new propagation constant in a guide. So it will be considered as a gamma g. So this gamma g actually differ from our intrinsic propagation constant, this gamma. So earlier we have seen that the propagation constant in a free space is a gamma, but because our operating wavelength change, now it is not the lambda, but it is either the lambda n or lambda p, and hence we have to introduce the new term which is considered as a propagation constant in guide, that is called the gamma g. So how the gamma g can be defined? So gamma g actually expressed as gamma g square, that is nothing but equal to gamma square plus kx square plus ky square. So that I can consider as a gamma square plus some kc square. So what does it mean? So here this kc term I can express as the square root of kx square plus ky square, and it is nothing but our, I can say that the cutoff wave number. So I already told you now that I will explain you what is that kx square, ky square, kz square. So now it is clear that now we have defined the new term, which is nothing but our cutoff wave number, and it is nothing but equal to kx square plus ky square. So what does it indicate? It actually indicates that this kx square, ky squares are uh, the terms which actually dependent on the physical dimension of that waveguide. So we will see that part too. But at the moment, I will directly tell you that first we want to try to discuss the conditions. So for a lossless dielectric medium, let me give you the idea. So please remember at this moment that now we have now introduced a new term, which is nothing but the gamma g. Gamma g is nothing but the propagation constant in guide, and uh, here gamma g square is now expressed as not directly equal to gamma square, but there is a one another term that is nothing but equal to the kc square, and this kc square is nothing but equal to the cutoff wave number. And as we have seen that in waveguide will act as a high pass filter. So after certain frequency only the wave can propagate. જે આપણે જે આર્ગ્યુમેન્ટ આપી હતી તો એ આર્ગ્યુમેન્ટને આપણે મેથેમેટિકલી પ્રૂવ કરવું પડે. So for that case, let us discuss that for a lossless dielectric medium, that sigma will become 0. So conductivity become 0. So here I will get now the gamma square is nothing but directly I can say that all of you know that if sigma will become 0, then gamma square become minus omega square mu epsilon. And then what will happen for this case, the gamma g can be expressed as, so I can derive, but it is very simple that I simply have to put here minus omega square mu epsilon here, and kc square is already available, and if I will take the square root, then I can say that there can be either the positive and negative, and that omega square mu epsilon minus that kc square. So ultimately what I will get, I will get the propagation constant as this one in terms of the cutoff wave number. Now we have to check the three cases. So now let us see the three cases. So which are these three cases? So for this case, because this is nothing but our propagation constant gamma g in the guide. So let us first see the first case, where we assume that there will be no wave propagation in the guide. So here what we will try to do, that if there will be no wave propagation in the guide, so how can it be achieved? So if the omega square mu epsilon that is equal to kc square. So what will happen? So if this condition omega square mu epsilon is equal to this kc square, then what will happen? Very obvious that the gamma g will become 0. And once gamma g is become 0, it is very clear that there will be no wave propagating in the guide. So I can say that in this case, where omega square is equal omega square mu epsilon is equal to kc square, then there will be no wave propagation. So it means that this is the, I can say that this is the critical condition for the cutoff propagation. So that cutoff I can express as, so here what is happening here, that we are trying to find out now what exactly the frequency at which this term become gamma g will become 0. So if I will use that frequency, then that frequency will become angular frequency omega c. And in terms of the if I will use so omega c square mu epsilon, that is become equal to kc square, and that is nothing but equal to the kx square plus ky square. So if I will now make the simplification in terms of the frequency, then I will get the fc, where fc is nothing but the 2 pi sorry, omega c is equal is nothing but equal to 2 pi fc. Then the fc will become 1 over 2 pi square root of mu epsilon in bracket I will get the kx square plus ky square. So now you have a now such a expressions which actually consider as a cutoff frequency. So what does it indicate? So it actually indicates that if in waveguide, if the frequency f, operating frequency f, is greater than, if that frequency f is greater than fc, then only the wave can propagate. So here you have, and that's why આપણે જ્યારે બેઝિક ઇન્ટ્રોડક્શનનો ક્લાસ લીધો ત્યારે આપણે જોયું હતું કે we have seen that the f can only be propagate, that frequency can only be propagate if that frequency is greater than that cutoff frequency. તો અહીંયા મેથેમેટિકલી આપણે પ્રૂવ કર્યું કે આ કન્ડિશન મુજબ કે જ્યારે f is greater than fc હોય ત્યારે જ ગામા g 0 બનતો નથી, અધરવાઇઝ આ કન્ડિશન માટે તો એ 0 બની જાય છે. So this is the case, the first case where if our operating frequency is greater than fc, and only then we will see that the wave will propagate. So for let us see for that case case number 2. So everything will clear. So let case 2. In case 2, what will happen? Let us assume that the if omega square mu epsilon is greater than kc square. So what will happen in this case? In this case, now all of you know that here this is the term. So omega square mu epsilon is greater than kc square. So obviously there is a chance that you will get the gamma g. That will become nothing but our some plus or minus j beta g. So where beta g is nothing but our guide phase constant. So it means that gamma g is nothing but our plus or minus j omega square root of epsilon, and in bracket 1 minus fc over f whole square. So in short, I just want to conclude here from this condition case number 2 that if our operating frequency f is greater than fc, then the wave can propagate inside the guide. And why it can propagate? The reason is that here propagation constant gamma g become the conjugate complex conjugate minus j term. So what does it indicate? That there is some reactive component present in this propagation constant, and once there is a reactive component, it means that these signals will never end, it will remain present in the guide. So there will be no attenuation constant term present in these gamma g terms, and hence we can conclude that the wave can propagate in guide. So અહીંયા તમારે objective શું ધ્યાન રાખવાનું કે gamma g, our gamma g should be either plus or minus some j term, reactive term. Okay, so here if our operating frequency is greater than fc, then only the wave can propagate because of this gamma g is nothing but equal to plus or minus j beta g. So let me write here the beta g is nothing but our phase constant, but in a guide. Earlier it was only simple beta, and that is nothing but for a free space medium. But here there is a change. Now the phase constant will also change, and it will become over 1 over 2 pi by lambda g. So this is the difference. Earlier it was simple 2 pi by lambda, but now beta g become 2 pi by lambda g. So now this is the second case, and from that we have concluded that if our operating frequency is greater than the cutoff frequency, then the gamma g will become the complex conjugate number, and it is a reactive number, and hence the wave will propagate inside the guide. And if we will see the case 3, then in this case 3, where if omega square epsilon is less than kc square, then we will see that this gamma g will become only the attenuating term. So it will become only alpha g, and that is nothing but gamma g will become plus or minus omega in bracket epsilon, and then in bracket fc over f or square minus 1. So here, because we are getting only attenuating term in this condition, we can see that here the all the wave which is coming inside the guide will be attenuated inside the guide, and hence wave cannot propagate inside the guide. So hence here, if the operating frequency f is less than the fc, wave cannot propagate in guide. So this way we can say that this factor, this minus alpha g, is nothing but our attenuating factor, and because of this attenuating factor, wave will delay with respect to the z, and hence there will be no wave propagate, and here wave will not propagate inside the guide. So ultimately you have to remember that these are the three major conditions that needs to be checked. So if the our gamma g is equal to 0, and for that condition we can find out the cutoff frequency, and if operating frequency is greater than fc, then we will find that the gamma g will become the some reactive part, and hence you will get that frequency can propagate inside the guide. And if the operating frequency is less than the fc, here the propagation constant will become a real component, and hence wave cannot propagate inside the guide. So હવે આપણે જે ફિઝિકલી તમે જે આપણે આર્ગ્યુમેન્ટ આપેલી હતી કે વિધાઉટ મેથ્સ કે ભાઈ for in case of the waveguide, if the wave has to propagate, then in that case the operating frequency should be greater than fc. તો એ condition, એ જે statement છે એ mathematically પણ prove થાય છે. So is it clear now? So is it clear? Yes or no? So let me stop here first my recording part.